In this lecture, we will learn about DOS and DDoS attacks. As we've seen in this section, web servers are prone to attacks from hackers. Two common forms of attack are DOS and DDoS attacks. A DOS attack is a denial of service attack. The goal is to make a network resource unavailable. Symptoms of this attack are slow network performance, a website becoming unavailable, and a dramatic increase in spam emails. A DDoS attack is a distributed denial of service attack, that is, a DOS on a much larger scale. In this lecture, we will be writing the code to perform a denial of service attack on a website. Scapy is a Python module that can be used to send, sniff, dissect, and forge network packets. It enables us to probe, scan, or attack networks. It is a powerful interactive packet manipulation program. Our Python implementation of a DOS attack will utilize the Scapy module. To install this module, let's open up the terminal or command prompt and cd into the directory where our Python file is stored. Then we will install the module using a pip command, so let's type pip install Scapy. Once we hit enter, this module will begin installing on our computer. When the module finishes installing, we are ready to move on. If you are using a Windows machine like I am, you need one more program. We need to go to wincap.org/install/default.htm. There we can download the WinCap program and install it on our machine pretty easily. Now we need to get the IP address of a website. Before we go any further, a big warning here. DDoS attacks are illegal under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. Starting a DDoS attack against a network without permission is going to cost you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $500,000 fine. I am going to show you how to perform a small-scale DOS attack on a web domain that I own, the same one we have been using to test the hacking code we wrote in this section. Please be responsible and don't do anything unethical or illegal. To get the IP address for a website, we can go to the following link, https://whatismyipaddress.com/hostname-ip. I will type in my domain, joyarobert5.wixsite.com. Notice that the IP address is 185.230.61.something. Note that this last value in an IP address can change, so the value that you are seeing might be different than the value that I am seeing. Then we need to find the IP address for our computer. To do this, we can open up the Network and Sharing Center. Then we can click on Change Adapter Settings. Right-click on your network and select Status. Then click Details. Notice that now we can see the IP address of our machine. Perfect. Now that we have the IP address of our computer, aka the source, and the website, aka the target, we are ready to perform a denial of service attack. Let's jump to PyCharm and start writing some Python code. Up at the top of the code, we will type from scapy.all import star. Then we will create a variable named source IP and set it equal to a string with the IP address of our computer. Please note that this is the IP address for my computer, but you will need to plug in the IP address for your computer. Next, we will create a variable named target IP that we will set equal to the string 185.230.61.something. Note that this last value in an IP address can change, so the value that you are seeing might be different than the value that I am seeing, which is the IP address of my test website. After that, we will create a variable named I and set it equal to 1. Then we need an infinite loop, achieved by typing while true. For each source port in the range 1 to 5000, we will create a variable named IP1 and set it equal to an IP object with a source of source IP and a destination of target IP. Then we will create a variable named TCP1 and set it equal to a TCP object with the S port equal to source port and the D port equal to 80. After that, we will have a variable named packet that we set equal to IP1 divided by TCP1. Next, we will call the send function and pass in packet as the first argument and set enter to 0.001. Then we will print out that the packet was sent, followed by the value of I. Finally, we will increment I by 1 by using the plus equals operator. When we run the code, notice that it spams the website with packets over and over, thanks to the code that we wrote. This is an example of how we can perform a denial of service attack using Python code. In the next lecture, we will look at a recap of what we learned in this section of the course.